everyone. I'm back. Yeah, it's gonna be a day late, but that's partly because of my shitty planning and also, I guess trying to make sure that I pay this as much respect as I possibly can. Basically, like I said last week, I wanted to, articulate more about the recent events in YouTube community, with Etika and stuff, but I wanted to pay as much respect to it as I possibly could, so I wanted to take some time to, articulate my thoughts, or figure out how to articulate them better, and kind of process that information so that I can talk about it with, as much respect as possible. And it also kind of helped watching, Sean's video with missed messages, which I highly recommend watching if you haven't yet, but it's just gonna touch on some heavy shit, just so you know. But, yeah, that video, hit some notes with me, and I was like, ooh, too much I can relate to. Oh no. But in all seriousness, in case you don't know what happened, last week, a YouTuber who goes by Etika, unfortunately passed away. I'll be honest, I had never heard of this person before this happened, and I kind of wish I did, because they seem pretty cool, and pretty nice and all that, and it's a shame that it was, it happened the way it did. That sucks. And I'm, learning more and more about, what led up to it and everything, and, even just, there's a video somewhere that's, he actually was asking for help or something like that, and that, and maybe something else, just got responded to with, very negative, there was a lot of positivity, but then there was also a lot of negativity saying, oh, you're just doing this for attention, and things like that. But here's the thing about, a cry for help, is that, yeah, you're kind of looking for attention. You're looking for a specific kind of attention, because you're in a really shitty place, and it's you need help with whatever it is that's going on in your brain. There's nothing wrong with that. It's that type of attention that you need at the time, because I don't think they would have done that if they didn't really need that, you know? And that's the case with anybody who's ever been in that sort of place, is that, you reach out to somebody, anybody, whether it be a hotline, your friends, family, or even just into the void. You just want some reason to keep going. At least this is from my understanding. And to meet that with, all this negative response, that's unfortunate. And a little fucked up. The reality of the situation is that it's, when you're in that kind of place where you consider, what's it like if you disappeared, or what happens if you died, or whatever, and how will people respond to that, and what would things be like for people around you, the people you care about, just in general. That's it's a thing people go through sometimes. If it could be from a number of different reasons, but that doesn't mean that them experiencing that isn't valid, because it's that's something you're experiencing. It's definitely a sign that you should see what you can do to get help for yourself and all that. Definitely. And I can say that from experience that it's totally worth it. And yeah, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. If you really, really need it and you really want something to help you keep going, there's it shouldn't be something you feel ashamed of, you know? No matter how privately or publicly you do it, it's not something to be ashamed of. It shouldn't be. Why it is, I don't know. But then again, when you're in that sort of dark place, it's there's a lot of irrational shit going on in your brain, and, you may know logically, something isn't a good idea, or, is a good idea, or whatever, but you feel like there's nothing left for you, and whatever, and it's you know that if you know, for example, that you have people in your life that love you and all that, you're something inside of there. I'm just gonna call it I call it brain gremlins because it fucks your shit up in there. It's gonna convince you that, you're wrong and there's no way out or whatever, and it's gonna convince you of all sorts of irrational shit because that's exactly what it is. It's irrational. And it just feels like, how can I describe it? It's like, it feels like you're sucked in a black hole and you don't have a way out or something like that. Like, that's, it sucks. That's the best way I can put it, is that it sucks. But there is a way out. And I hope that if you're ever in a place like that, you can find a way out. That would be, like, whatever it is, like, that's positive self-care for you. Or if you're not somebody that goes through this, but you know people who might, it's never hurts to check on your friends. One comment I've seen, like, after, an unfortunate suicide is that, they're like, oh, they seemed like they were such a happy and cheerful and positive person. And that, yeah, they might be, but that doesn't mean they're not suffering through something. Like, we'll tell you that we're fine, but we're probably not fine. It's just a default reaction because we don't want to burden you with our shit, And sometimes, like, they're the people that can appreciate life the most, of people who have been there. But, your friends may be strong people, but it's always good to check on them every once in a while. If you feel like you should, or because you want to. There's nothing wrong with that. And it might be appreciated, actually. Yeah. Just, please, like, if you want to reach out for something, any kind of help, there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. And I wanted to, like, express that, like, it's okay. I've been in some, not exactly the situation, but I've been in those dark, dreary places before, and I'm doing way better than I ever have in my life, even though shit is getting a little weird with, like, my financial life, my career, and all that, but I'm still, like, feeling better than I ever have, like, in my life. Like, I better understand that I do have people in my life that care about me, and that I can make it through. I think I saw something like, you've lived through 100% of your worst days. You got this. I saw a post that was something like that, and yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. But I think in the previous video I left some links for hotlines. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. But seriously, like, take care of yourselves, take care of your friends and the people you care about, because you never know when they're gonna need it. And try to, treasure any moments you have, because you never know. Like, it could all fall apart very suddenly, and it's beyond your control. So, seriously, like, be nice to each other, and, spread that PMA, and, yeah, I want to see if, you're all doing good. Hope you're doing alright. And if you're not, I'm sorry, and I hope things get better, because, it will. May not seem like it, but it will. And, yeah, that's really what I wanted to say, without going into a rambling mess, as if this wasn't a rambling mess. But, yeah, hope you're all safe and things, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.